1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right.
It wasn't Joe's easygoing attitude, love of the outdoors, or infectious smile that made me know he was the one for Grace. It was when I saw how he interacted with Grace. Grace was 100% herself, and it was so clear that Joe loved every part. So cheers to the future Hamways. Keep being your authentic selves, because we all love you just the way you are, and your unwavering love for each other will be enduring.
Somebody to help me say it one time.
When Grace met Joe, everything seemed to fall naturally into place. Joe has a knack for making people feel at ease. He is kind, he is funny, and he has the patience to attend dinner with just the girls. It is clear the life they have built in San Francisco is full of adventure, laughter, and a lot of pool at the neighborhood bar. I'm thrilled to be here celebrating your forever happiness. I can't wait to hear of the adventures you have together and the future ahead of you. Looking forward to the weekend ahead celebrating Grace and Joe. Cheers.
Everyone says that marriage is not only about enjoying the good times, but also enduring the hard times. Well, Joe, I can assure you that Grace has been training for marriage since she was a little one at Camp Gunflint. In the face of adversity, Grace perseveres, and there's no one else you'd rather have on your side than her. There's so much to look forward to together, and I love you both, so cheers to you.
Joe is one of the most genuine and fun-loving guys I've ever met. By God's good grace, he met Grace. And from the first moment I was introduced to Grace, I knew that Joe had found someone special. She made him smile and laugh more. She shared his love for life and adventure, golf and ski. But let's raise a glass and cheers to you both to this weekend, and make sure to bust out that ginseng root.
Thank you, guys, and we're so happy to welcome all the families here. So this is just so much fun for all of us.
And I said, "How are you doing, Joe?" He said, "Good. By this time next year, I think I'm going to propose to Grace." And 367 days from that exact conversation, he flew across the country to Snowmass to propose to his bride. Grace, Joe is the best big brother we could have ever asked for. And he is going to be an incredible husband.
What the people need is a way to make them smile. It ain't so hard to do if you know how. Gotta get a message, get it all through. Lord, that mama's gone through and through.
This was a homework assignment he had in the 3rd grade where he had to talk about something that bothers him, something that frustrates him. I have many things that bother me, but the one thing that bothers me the most are my sisters. They frustrate me by sneaking in my room, playing my guitar, and taking out the batteries of my CD player. The most annoying thing about them is that they cry 24/7. All jokes aside, we are so lucky to have Joe as our big brother, and we cannot wait to have Grace as another sister. We love you both so much, and thank you for letting us be a part of this weekend.
In Grace, you found someone who will challenge you, inspire you, and make every day a new adventure. Grace has been a rock in my life, someone I can always lean on in times of need, always offering sage advice, support, and unconditional love. through life's unexpected turns. To Grace and Joe, may your life be filled with the sort of love that legends are made of, the kind of adventures that make for great stories, and the resilience to endure life's spiciest challenges.
I would say I'm probably one of Joe's oldest friends. I think we met in 3rd grade soccer, and somehow we've been inseparable ever since. But luckily for me, that also means I've joined a second family in my life, which is the Hamways, one that I'm very thankful that Grace is about to join.
Grace. While we only had 2 years together in New York, those years allowed me to forge one of the best friendships I've ever known. You are so unapologetically yourself, you bring the fun in every room you walk into, and you are always there for people in times of need. I know I haven't known you as long as many people in this room, but I also know how rare it is in life to have a friend like you. Anyone who knows you knows that you love more fiercely and more loyally, and I'm so grateful that we found each other. Joe, you are kind, fun, and patient. I could not have conjured up a better partner for my best friend. If there's anyone I would want to step into the role of my thing 1 to Grace's thing 2, I'm so glad it's you.
Joe and Grace, but I'd like you to turn around and face your guest. Okay, taking this special moment as you look at your guest, this is a memory that you will never forget. These are the most important people in your life, and they have come here today to witness this great celebration and give you nothing but love and support and happiness for the rest of your lives.
Grace, it was always going to be easy to fall for you. You're beautiful, intelligent, gregarious, and determined. As an added bonus, we share many of the same passions and interests. I was in awe of you the first day I met you. I'm in greater awe of you today.
Joe, over 1,000 days and an equal, if not more, bottles of wine and batches of pasta later, here we are, our wedding day. It's hard to believe we've already known each other for this long, but what's even more unbelievable is that we've only known each other for this long.
Would it be a sin?
The bond you have with your family is truly something to admire and has provided inspiration to me. Thanks to you, I get more out of my relationship with my parents and put your lessons as a supportive oldest sibling into practice. You make it easy to imagine a wonderful family of our own. There are countless more examples which reflect your positive influence on me and our relationship. I can only hope to have reciprocated a fraction of the impact.
I fell for you hard and early. It was exhilarating and maybe a little scary, but in my gut, something about us has always provided an unwavering sense of security. The first time we said I love you in and of itself stands out, but I remember that day in particular for another reason as well. That day, you made me a promise. You told me that although I had no real way of knowing, you promised you would hold on to my heart and protect it with all your might.
Falling in love with you, for I can't.
What I can promise you today is that I'll try to return the favor going forward. I'll always remind you what you're capable of, and I will strive to maintain the appropriate balance of fun, progress, and grounding. The past 3 years have been more special than I can ever have imagined, and I'm profoundly grateful to spend the rest of my life with you. I love you so much.
This life we're creating is pretty incredible, and I'm so glad you remind me to bask in it in real time. Whether it's in our little apartment, or a house with a yard, in a life with all of our wishes granted or none of them, what's never gonna change is my love and respect for you. And today, I promise you that I'm gonna give with absolutely all I've got and to hold on to your heart and protect it with all my might. This is the commitment of a lifetime, and I am so excited for a lifetime with you. I love you.
For I can.
Now you will feel no rain, for each of you will be shelter for the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth to the other. Now there is no more loneliness, for each of you will be companion to the other. Now you are two bodies, but there is one life before you. Go now to your dwelling place to enter into the days of togetherness, and may your days be good and long upon the earth. Your adventure has just begun.
Now, with the power invested in me by the great state of Minnesota, not Wisconsin, it is my honor, inside joke, to pronounce you husband and wife, and you may now kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up and welcome Mr. and Mrs. Hamway.
Of my eye, girl, I never loved one like you. Man, oh man, you're my best friend. I scream it too. Nothing there.
Joan and I want to thank you all for joining us in celebrating the newly minted Mr. and Mrs. Hamway. Gracie, we love you. We are so proud of you. You have so many of the qualities that any parent would hope for in their child. Kindness, loyalty, humility, curiosity, and resilience. Your mom and I take full credit for those qualities.
Just 2 weeks after starting at a new boarding school in Connecticut, I broke my leg and had to get emergency surgery. Within hours of receiving my sobbing phone call, Grace had managed to borrow a friend's car, contact my parents, grandparents, and the rest of my family, help with my parents' Croatian exit strategy, and be by my 15-year-old side as I was wheeled into surgery. She was then, what she still is for me today, my rock, my protector, my big sister, sometimes my third parent, and my role model. Grace, I don't know what I would have done without your magic that day, but I do know how lucky we are to be able to call you our big sister. So Joe, please know that Grace's love knows no bounds, and she will do anything to help those she cares about.
Let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you. Oh, let me go home. Home is wherever I'm with you.
These days, it's obvious to me what Joe prioritizes, and that's his time with Grace. Grace, thank you for putting up with all of Joe's many endearing traits, his awfully well-timed, inappropriate jokes, his inability to go to a bar, any bar in SF without running into at least one friend or trying to make a new one. You put him in his place and love him all the more because of it. Every time we are with you, it is clear how much he adores you and loves you. And honestly, I had never seen that side of him until you were around. I love that you share an interest in so many of Joe's passions and that you still kick his butt on skis. And I can't wait to see all the other adventures that are in store for the two. And I wish you both a long and loving marriage.
I never told you about that, right? What did you tell me? While you were sitting in the back seat smoking a cigarette you thought was gonna be your last, I was falling deep, deep in love with you. And I never told you till just now.
Grace has always been there for us, whether in Minnesota, at USC, San Francisco, or on the phone. She always lends a shoulder to cry on, can always be counted on for a good time, and is game for anything. Joe, we have never thought twice about leaving Grace in your hands. You two bring out the best in one another, and we couldn't have picked a better life partner for Grace. So together we want to raise a glass to Grace and Joe,
We can't wait to see what the future holds for the two of you. Cheers.
Gracie, I've seen you help Joe experience the euphoria of skiing deep powder, and you, Joe, helped Grace experience the fun of hitting a drive down the fairway. Your mom and I are excited for the adventures you both will share together as you build your lives. Would everyone please raise your glass? To Grace and Joe, here's to your many adventures together ahead.